ready for round 2 of top field qualifying here at the Soboba Casino, Jacinto, California. Dennis Reich's coming up in the near lane. Marcus Norris will be over in the far lane. So Marcus Norris having some problems over there on the far side. They just shut him down. So Dennis Reich's going to have a single here in the hammer down top field dragster. And Dennis goes 270, 2.70 at 109. Looked like Dennis, tons of wheel speed there, so it looks like they missed a little bit on that one. 270 at 109 for Dennis Reich. And the hammer down racing top field dragster. So Dennis and the crew will go back and see what they can figure out from that run. The first run he ran 267. They actually had a problem with their timing. Their timing control. It wasn't putting any more timing in down track. So this time it looked like it had plenty of power. It actually had too much and a little over center. So they'll make some corrections to their tune-up for tomorrow. We'll see what Dennis and the crew can do. As you see Marcus Norris, they're towing him off right now. It sounded like he started the car up and something definitely wasn't right. So they're going to pull it back to the pits and get her fixed up for tomorrow's qualifying. So it looks like the Norris team getting ready to tow off the track there. Worldwide Insurance Specialist team. So it's now we're up to either alcohol or Eliminator. Not sure what the game plan is here. I don't see the alcohol cars over there. So, but you're watching the National Sand Drag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We're at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for the SCSDA Hammer Down Nationals. Get back to it. So it looks like everybody's in the lanes over there for Eliminator Fast Fours. Big shout out to the Row team. See Daryl Rowe walking across the track. Daryl and Adam made the trip across country from Michigan to compete this weekend in the Fast Fours class. Daryl had some little bit of a parts breakage issue there with the rear end in the first pass in his buggy, but we got some local help here to weld it up, and he'll be ready for tomorrow. So Great to see that crew make the trip a long ways to come out here to Southern California for the Hammer Down Nationals. So I want to give a big shout out to our friends at Good Vibrations Motorsports. Big thank you to Jim, James, and the whole crew over there. Be sure to go check them out at goodvibesracing.com for your high performance mail order needs. As well as be sure to like and share them on Facebook at Good Vibrations Motorsports. So it looks like it is top alcohol time. Derek Balkunis coming out for his first pass of the weekend in the Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep. Derek will be facing off with Jim Hammond in April's Dream Top Alcohol Dragster. Jim's your current number one qualifier with a 262 the first round. Talked to Jim after his first run. He said he had a little too much power for the track conditions on the first run. Definitely wasn't the time he was looking for. But I'm sure he'll adjust a little, and the air in the track will come to him. The air is a lot better right now. It's probably cooled down, let's say 5 to 8 degrees from when the first session ran. The sun's starting to go down behind me here, so. And definitely the track is looking better after we've had quite a few passes down it with the pro bracket cars and whatnot. Pro bracket class is down to the pro gambler bracket is down to the final round between Sean Thompson and Kenny Hayes. I'm not sure when they're going to run that, but we'll definitely be live for it when it happens. So Jim Hammond will be over here in the near lane, and Derek Balkunis will be over on the far side. Jim made the trip all the way to Atoka, Oklahoma back in May and took the win at the Heartland Nationals. Jim's had quite a season so far. All right, top alcohol. So the better pass is over here in the near lane to Jim Hammond, 2.60, 260 at 130, 260 at 130 for Jim Hammond, 277 at 122 for Derek Balkunis over in the far lane. But definitely not what Jim was looking for. He said he bought some new parts in between his Oklahoma trip and this one, so trying to get that all sorted out, and I'm sure we'll see him improve on that 260 tomorrow. It appears that's it for top alcohol in this session. I haven't heard what all the damage was on the Morton team's first run earlier. It looked like it just broke a blower belt, but we'll find out what their story is for tomorrow. And From what I understand, Gary Mink is also on the way, so there'll be 4 cars in top alcohol this weekend. And we should be up to top Eliminator, the 295 index class. Your best run in qualifying session number 1 went to Paul Graham. He ran 296 with a 1. We'll see if anybody can eclipse that number, get into the 295 area. All right, so there we go. There's the word from the Morton team. Crew Chief Gar says they'll be back in 30 minutes with parts to fix it. So we'll see them back out tomorrow. Always great to see the Morton team out here. Jake and Garth, David, and of course Bob. It looks like top Eliminator drivers are getting strapped in, suited up, ready to go. They will be out next. We had 12 cars in first round of top Eliminator qualifying. There's at least 2 more coming that I'm aware of. And obviously a potential of more for tomorrow as well. So we could be close to a full 16-car field for Eliminator. Like I said, we had 12 in Q1. And Paul Graham was number 1. Bill Peterson was number 2 at 299. Vicky Hall was 3 at a 301. So definitely we'll probably see the top three numbers in the 2-second range after this session's over. So a big thank you to all of our sponsors for this weekend's coverage. Obviously our friends at Good Vibration Motorsports, big supporters here at National Sandbag News. As well as Greg Tunget at Southern California OTR Recycling. See Greg and Scott out here racing this weekend. Saw Scott go some rounds in the Pro Gambler earlier today. Also, we want to give a big shout out to Mark Puños from Fast Track Construction. Mark and Terry are both here. Actually, they didn't run the first round, so there's 2 more cars even for Eliminator. So we may be, that would make us at 16. So a big shout out to Mark for all of his support. As well as Kevin Williams Racing. We saw Kevin out here in the Gambler, win a few rounds as well. Mark Ratliff from MPC Racing, he's here. Saw him make some test hits on the motorcycle test hits. Also want to give a big shout out to our friends at Hammer Down Racing, Mr. Dennis Wright. You just saw him go down the track a few minutes ago in the fuel car. Also our longtime friends, Morris Family Racing. Big shout out to them as well. They've been out busy running the Problem Child Funny car. Also got to give a big thank you to the SCSDA, Mike, Terry, the whole crew over there. Great folks putting on this event. Put a ton of effort into this deal. So awesome event that they put on. And last but not least, our friends Todd and Tricia Kinney over at Rialto Trophy has been big supporters here of NSDN. So a big thank you to everybody that makes this coverage possible.
Marcus had a fuel leak, so they shut him down.
Gotcha.
His crew shut him down. Yep. They caught it. So he went back to pit. We're gonna try to fix it and try to make.
Make run later.
Yeah, try to behind everybody else.
Cool.
So we'll try to come back out.
Good deal. That'll be good. Yeah, I figured it was something.
It looked like the clutch was slipping too because it was trying to jerk forward, slipping up. So.
Cool, thank you for the info. So what happened on Marcus Norris's deal when he was up there, he had a fuel leak. So they went back to the pits and they're going to try to fix whatever their issue was there with the fuel leak and come back and make a test pass later on tonight. So it'll be good to see the Pat Norris Racing Top Fuel Dragster back out to make another hit. Oh yeah, Junior's definitely here. Junior Alamuda in the house from Hawaii. Towing Mr. Dave Stidham around. Actually, if you look over there, you can see a silver and red Terex. Junior sitting in the driver's seat of that. So, big shout out to our friend Junior there. See Dave Stidham coming out here in top Eliminator shortly. Dave and Sean Thompson, the whole Las Vegas Jeep Club crew, gearing up for the President's Day weekend 2019 sand drags and hill climbs out of Dumont. Always a good time out there at Dumont. so we're getting ready for Top Eliminator, qualifying session number 2 for the weekend. Looks like it's going to be Dave Stidham and Wes Gilmore out first. Dave Stidham in the Grinch, small block Chevy, 871 blower on top of it. Saw Dave throw down a 314 here at the last race. Got a little bigger blower on it this time, trying to find the tune-up. Up against Wes Gilmore. Wes in his blown big black Chevy powered Jeep. He'll be over on the far side. Sounds like they're starting them up right now. 295 is the target number here for this class. You want to run as close to that number as you can without going quicker. They're heading this way. Wes Gilmore in the far lane, Dave Stidham over here in the near lane. And the better of the two numbers is over here in the near lane, Dave Stidham, 320, 3.20 at 99 miles an hour to Wes Gilmore's 330, 3.30 at 95 miles an hour. So Stidham with the little better pass of the two there. 320 to a 330. Both cars have been quite a bit quicker, so I'm sure they'll go back and change some stuff around for the next session, which will be tomorrow. Alright, so here we go. Next pair around the corner. Looks like Tristan Graham coming up next. Like Tristan Graham will be here in the near lane. Glenn Hickey will be over in the far lane. Glenn's first time out with the dragster. So the better of the two numbers is over here in the near lane. 318 for Tristan Graham. 318 for Tristan. 358 for Glenn Hickey. So Tristan ran a 3:17 the first round, so a 17 and 18. And Hickey picked up a couple numbers there. So we're getting ready for the next pair to come around the corner. Looks like it's going to be Vicky Hall and Paul Graham again. Paul, your number 1 qualifier at the moment, up against Vicky Hall, your number 3 qualifier at the moment. So we'll see what both of these guys can do. Vicky's been on her game this year. She's due to throw down a really good run. Wow, a couple of breakout passes there. 293 with a 0 for Paul Graham. Over here in the near lane, Vicky Hall, 292 with a 6. So both were a little quicker than the 295 class index. Definitely good data for both teams as they continue on with qualifying. So we're going to clean the track and come back with more top eliminator action here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for the 2018 SCSDA Hammer Down Nationals. Alright guys, so here we go. Got some information here. More top eliminator coming at you. Looks like we've got, this will be Russ Bailey coming out next. Russ, another of the long haulers this weekend, coming in from Lee's Summit, Missouri. And we'll see who Russ pulls up against. Russ went a little on the quick side the first run, 286. He said he's just looking to get kind of a baseline on where the track was at and where the car was at, and he's going to try to tune her to the number starting on this run. Looks like he's going to be up against Larry Snow. Larry in the lap dance buggy. First time we've seen Larry bring the old lap dance car out. Good to see him back on track. Shout out to Brian Chapman checking in on the live stream. Yes, Brian, Daryl did get the rear end supposed to get fixed tonight, and he'll be ready for tomorrow. And I did find out that the Skidmore team will be here tomorrow. So we'll have a minimum of 8 cars in the Fast Fours class, possibly 9. I hear there's another car going together tonight. So we could have a 9-car field in the Fast Fours class. Not sure what's going on back in the lanes. Looks like one of them may be having problems starting. Sounds like they're starting up now. So Russ Bailey will be over here in the near lane. Larry Snow over in the far lane. Whoa, look at that. Russ Bailey, 295 with a 1. 295 with a 1 at 114. Talk about dialing it into the number there. 295 with a 1 will take the top spot for RFB himself. 324 over on the far side for Larry Snow. So Russ Bailey goes to the top of the list here in TE qualifying, 295 with a 1. So he only gave him 1,000th of a second window for somebody to slip in there and take the top spot away. Really nice lap for Russ there in the blown altered. So next up, it's going to be Bill Peterson in the Villain. He'll be over in the far lane. Bill just got bumped back to the number 3 qualifying spot. He had a nice 299 in the first session. And he will be facing off with Ron D'Artney. Ron in the Red Warrior. Hemi-powered dragster will be over here in the near lane. 294 with an 8 over on the far side. Bill Peterson, 294 with an 8, a little on the quick side. Did not sound good there for Ron D'Artney. He shut it off. 415. Sounded like potentially a clutch issue there. Big clutch issue. So I'm sure Ron and the team will go back and figure out what happened there. 294 with an 8 for Bill Peterson, though. 2 thou quicker than the class index, so he'll stand on his 299 from earlier today. Looks like Craig Brewster's coming up next. Craig Brewster in the Brewster Motorsports dragster will be over here in the near lane. Up against Paul Taylor in the out-of-control dragster, making the trip in from Bakersfield. His first pass of the weekend. So we'll see Paul get a run here with him on the sheet. So Craig Brewster gets on the sheet there with a 301 with a 7. 301 with a 7 for Craig Brewster. I'm not sure what happened with Paul Taylor there. It looked like the stage lights were flickering when he went into stage, so they're going to push him back and let him make another attempt at it, it looks like. right, so Paul Taylor's going to give it another shot here. Look at that. 295 with a 0 for Paul Taylor. 295 with a 0. Great run for Paul Taylor there. He'll move to the top of the list. 295.0. Paul Taylor, not a control dragster. Goes to the number 1 spot. Really nice run for Paul right there. Great run. Well, what a session at top eliminator qualifying, and it's not over with. We have a few more cars back in the lanes. So Paul Taylor goes to the top spot at 295.0. Russ Bailey, number 2 at 295.1. A very nice run there for Paul Taylor, out of control dragster. Looks like Damon Hall's back there in the lanes in the cranky Fiat. He had a really nice 304 lap the first time down. Damon shooting for his first 2-second pass. We'll see if he can do it here in this run. He's come really close with it. Like I said, he ran 304 in the first session today, so we'll see what Damon can do. We got the Fast Fours cars in the lanes over there. We're getting ready to go. Also looks like Pro Mod is also over there. So quite a few cars in the lanes and ready to go here at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California for the 2018 SCSDA Hammer Down Nationals. Tractor's coming back. We'll be ready for some more action here as we go through the second qualifying session for top eliminator. So we'll give a quick plug to our friends at Good Vibration Motorsports. See the banner out there in the middle of the track. Big thank you to Jim, James, and the whole crew there. For all their support, go to goodvibesracing.com to order your parts right now. They got all the good stuff over there, so. Damon Hall will be up next.
Kenny's going to be tough. But Sean had a 012 light against me, and he's going to put an 012 light on the board. Yeah.
Looks like the Pro Gambler finalists are in their car, so they'll run after Damon makes his pass.
He's got to be 20 or better. Pardon, Tommy? He's got to be 20 or better. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Kenny's going to be on time. And I hate to say it, that's why I had to go shake Sean's hand, because when I saw him and I had him in the semifinal, I go, well, that's a lot better for you, Kevin.
All right, so Damon Hall coming up next in the cranky Fiat out of Bosque Farms, New Mexico, in the Albuquerque area. Damon and his wife Vicky putting on the miles this year, doing a lot of traveling, running the whole sand drag circuit this year. Vicky's had an amazing season with 2 wins in top eliminator here in the California Sand Drag Challenge Series. She also did really well back in the Mid-America Series this year, with a couple runner-up finishes. All right, so we're waiting on Looks like there's another car over there that's in the lanes. I'm not sure what or who that is.
I wish I would have done better and I could have told Chuck, why didn't you run that class out? Why didn't you just finish something?
It's like the Fast Fours guys are getting in their cars. Oh yeah, Jim Rossi with the congratulations, his buddy Paul Taylor there. Hopefully Jim is either on the property or on his way here, fresh off that Alaska trip. Big field of Eliminator cars here this weekend. Like I said, we should be right at 16 cars for top Eliminator. I know there's at least 2 that are here on the property that haven't made a pass today. So yes, be sure to go see Good Vibrations Motorsports. They not only sell the good parts, they also race them. The Mar team with James behind the wheel of their funny car took the SIFCA championship this year on the asphalt. Great job taking the championship for James and Jim, the whole team there. Took the win and won the championship last weekend. So the Good Vibrations Motorsports crew, they not only sell the good parts, they run them, and they run them quite successfully. So, huge thank you to them for all of their support. And it appears that we're going to the Fast Fours class. I hear a couple cars starting up over there in the lanes. Not sure what's going on, but we're gonna run. We're going to the Fast Fours cars. Should be 6 cars running this session. It's like Sally Rasmussen will be out first. Up against Super Mario. Mario Tavares will be over here in the near lane in the beautiful Potter dragster. Looks like Sally is not going to make the run here. Not sure what's going on over there. Oh, here comes Mario. Be over here in the near lane. Mario went 284 in the first session. Be up against Sally Rasmussen. Looks like they got her started up. She ran her personal best 308 in the first round. .279 with a 9 at 126, big mile an hour for Mario Tavares. 279 at 126. No time for Sally over on the far side. It looks like she had a little staging issue. And yeah, no time. So Mario Tavares, 279 with a 9. Stay in the number 2 qualifying spot. As the next pair starts up in the lanes. And it'll be Daniel King in the animal control dragster. Daniel and his grandpa DL. He'll be over here in the near lane. He ran 287 in the first session earlier today. We have John Cronin in the Meltdown dragster. Oh. Actually, it's Art Cronin in the Meltdown dragster. Looks like Art made it here and is behind the wheel this round. Over here in the near lane for Daniel King. But look at Art Cronin, 284. 284 with a 5 at 108. Really nice run for Art there. 293 for Daniel over here in the near lane. I'm sure Daniel and DL were looking for something a little better, but they'll come back tomorrow and tune it up, see where they can go. But Art Cronin, 284. Really nice lap. We'll slide him into the number 3 qualifying position. 284 at 108. So really good lap there for Art. It looks like it is going to be Lance K coming up next, up against Adam Rowe. So Lance will be over in the far lane, the racer out of Hawaii. He'll be up against Adam Rowe, making the trip in from Michigan. And nice 270 first pass down the track. See what Adam can do over here in the left lane. With a 5 at 118, just 1/1000 of a second off the record. Great job, guys. Connor and Andrew. We'll give a shout out to Connor and Andrew checking in on the live stream on the road team. 266 with a 5. 324 for Lance K over in the far side. So 266 with a 5. Another nice run for the road team. 1/1000 of a second off their current world record at 2.664. So after 2 sessions, Adam Rowe will stay number 1 in the class. Mario Tavares, number 2. Art Cronin, number 3. Daniel King, number 4. 7-car field so far. I understand we have at least one more car, Skidmore team coming in tomorrow. And possibly another car on the way as well. So it looks like we're up to Pro Mod, and I do see Damon Hall still over in the lane, so maybe he's going to get a top eliminator run in here. Not sure what exactly we got going. Dave Huffman and Nick Schultzman are over there for Pro Mod qualifying. Some really good performances being laid down here at the 2018 SCSDA Hammer Down Nationals. We're at the Soboba Casino in San Jacinto, California. So a big thank you to everybody checking in, all the guys and gals checking in on the live stream here. As we go through this second qualifying session, we've seen some really cool stuff in the last little bit. Made him roll with that 266 with a 5, just 1,000th off the Fast Fours world record. We saw Paul Taylor in a perfect 295 with a 0 in top eliminator. Russ Bailey 295 with a 1 in eliminator, which, you know, what are the odds somebody's going to get inside that number for the top qualifying spot? But Paul Taylor snuck it right in there, 295 with the 0. So it looks like the Pro Gambler guys are back in their cars and ready for their final round. I'm not sure if we're going to run them after Pro Mod or before. We'll see here in just a moment. Everybody checking in on the stream here. The road team checking in. Good to see them being able to catch up with all the action here. Looks like the Hickey team got their dragster fixed for top eliminator qualifying tomorrow. Shout out to Eric and Glenn and them here this weekend. Alright, Pro Gambler final. Kenny Hayes here in the near lane. Out of Buckeye, Arizona. 353 is his dial. Sean Thompson over in the far lane out of Vegas. 433 is his dial in. Oh, the win goes to Kenny Hayes over here in the near lane. Sean Thompson had the starting line advantage, 033 to 052, but Kenny Hayes running 354 on a 53 dial. Looked like Sean got out of it at the end and gave the stripe back to him. He went 441 on the 33 dial. He was out of it quite early. It looks like he killed at least 5 miles an hour. So Kenny Hayes will be your winner in tonight's Pro Gambler. All right, looks like Damon Hall's coming out next in the cranky Fiat. Make his top eliminator qualifying pass. Oh, wow. Damon goes 307. It didn't sound like it didn't shift down there. That was definitely going to be a 2-second pass. 3:07 at only 89 miles an hour for Damon Hall. That car was on a mission, but unfortunately it sounded like it didn't shift down there. 3:07 at 89 miles an hour for the cranky Fiat. So it looks like we're up to Pro Mod. Once again, we want to give a big thank you to our friends at Good Vibration Motorsports for all their support. Here in the 2018 season, our presenting sponsor of the National Sand Drag News live stream. So it looks like we are going to clean the track here real quick before Pro Mod runs. So after Pro Mod, all that's left tonight's 395 index qualifying and elimination. So we'll finish up this live stream with the Pro Mod session. And then we'll jump off the stream for a little bit and we'll come back for your 395 index late round eliminations. A really nice day one here at the Soboba Casino, San Jacinto, California. It was extremely warm today, up around 95, maybe a little bit warmer, but sun's starting to go down and it's cooling off nicely as we get ready to wrap up action here today. Mountains in the background. We're here in the Hemet Valley. Beautiful area here for 300-foot sand drag racing. We're out behind the Soboba Casino here in San Jacinto, California. So as we go into tomorrow's qualifying action, Marcus Norris still leads top field qualifying with his 240 from the first session. Jim Hammond, 2.60 is your top qualifier in alcohol so far. Definitely expect to see the pace pick up in that class in tomorrow's qualifying. In the Fast Fours class, Adam Rose, number 1 with a 2.665. And in top eliminator, a perfect 2.950 for Paul Taylor puts him at the top of the list. Pro Mod, currently your number 1 qualifier is Jimmy DePass with a 306, but we'll see that class come out here in just a moment. Alright, Pro Mod coming at you. Looks like Dave Huffman will be up first. Dave rolled the beams in the first session and stage fouled, so he did not get an ET on his run. We know his Jeep is plenty capable of laying down a really quick lap. And we'll see who he pulls up against. qualifying session number 2 coming at you right now. Looks like Dave Huffman will be over in the far lane. Alright, he'll be up against Nick Schultzman, the Wheelie King out of Vegas. First time we've seen Nick on track here in a couple years. Good to see that small black Chevy powered altered back out. .303 for Dave Huffman, 303, 370 for Nick Schultzman. Actually, I believe that is Dave's quickest run in that car, 303. So Dave will go to the number 1 qualifying spot here in Pro Mod. All right, Derek Balkunis in the Larry Minor Motorsports Jeep. Bob DeVore, the tuner on this ride. Looks like they're going to go over to the far lane. We'll see what Derek Balkunis can put down here. He went 277 on his top alcohol run. We'll see what Derek can do.
Oh, hi there, buddy. Good to see you, man. 2.757 at 119 for Derek Balkunis. Right on top of his 277 from earlier. So he will take the number 1 qualifying spot in Pro Mod. 2.75 is your number. So great run for Derek Balkunis. He'll go to the top of the list. And that's all for right now, folks. We're going to jump off the live stream here. You've been watching the Nashville Sand Jag News live stream presented by Good Vibrations Motorsports. We'll be back later on to catch some of the late round of eliminations in the 395 index category. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back in a little bit.